What is going on, guys? It's your boy Infamous coming back at you with another reaction video. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this one. Today, we are reacting to top 10 scary stories that are real. Okay? So yeah, hold on. Let's see, bro. Let's see. Yo, shout out Most Amazing Top 10. This is from 9 years ago. 9 years ago. So they were, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got, man. Let's see what we got.
Welcome back, guys, to Most Amazing Top 10. My name's Danny Burke. Do you remember when I talked about scary stories that are extra scary because they're also true? That video up here got a lot of good feedback from everyone. I don't know what it is that you guys like about being scared so much, but you really do love it, so fear not. I am back with more terrifying truths with the top 10 scary stories that are real, part 2. Starting off at number 10, we have the killer body fumes. In 1994, Gloria Ramirez was rushed to hospital with breathing problems and ended up dying from heart and kidney failure. While they were trying to save her, the ER staff inserted an IV drip into her and drew some blood. They said it smelt like ammonia, and some people reported her skin being covered in a strange oily layer. The nurse then noticed strange particles floating in the blood. Soon, she fainted. Then the doctor left the room, sat down, and also fainted. Next, a respiratory therapist in the room fainted. People started dropping like flies. When they woke up, they couldn't stop shaking, and their skin felt like it was on fire. The ones who were closest to Gloria Ramirez ended up being hospitalized for days, but out of the 37 emergency room staff members, 23 of them experienced some of these strange symptoms. Scientists have struggled to put forward a theory as to why Gloria Ramirez's body was just so toxic and how fumes from her blood were just so dangerous.
Yeah,
coming at number 9 now.
Oh, they couldn't?
The Watcher.
They couldn't explain it? I don't know. That's not scary. That's not scary. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Especially since I think everybody survived except for her. So, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that was scary. But, you know, we'll move on.
A family in Westfield, New Jersey were forced to flee their brand new $1.3 million home after receiving letters from someone who called themselves the Watcher. Now, the Watcher had told the new family that the home had been in his family for decades and that they were put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. Now, if that doesn't sound creepy enough, wait till you hear this. The Watcher then asked if the family's children had found what's in the walls yet, and also said, "I am pleased to know your names now and the names of the young blood you have brought to me." Quite rightly, the family left soon after that, and the police never found out who the Watcher really was. No new letters have been sent, and it's thought the Watcher is just waiting to watch the new arrivals. Next up at number 8 now.
That one was a little creepy, but you know what I'm saying? Nothing a gun can't fix. You know what I'm saying? Nothing a gun can't fix.
We have Heaven's Gate. In 1974, a group called Heaven's Gate formed in the
United
United
shit,
States.
this is the little...
They
Okay, I actually know about this because of the Eternal Take fucking... the initial Eternal Take. So we're gonna watch it, but I know what he's about to say.
Recycled. All life would apparent Heaven's Gate. In 1974, a group called Heaven's Gate formed in the United States. They believed the Earth was about to be recycled. All life would apparently be wiped out, and the only way for them to be saved was to evacuate the planet and get onto a spacecraft that was traveling behind an approaching comet. How? By committing mass suicide. This UFO would then apparently take their souls to a level of existence above human. On March 26, 1997, their bodies were found at a rented California ranch. 38 members had killed themselves by taking a lethal cocktail. Police found all of them lying neatly in their own bunk beds. Their faces were covered with a square purple cloth. All of them had black sweatpants and joggers on, brand new Nike shoes and armband patches that said Heaven's Gate Away Team. This was not a joke. Tapes that they had recorded before the mass suicide can be found on YouTube right now. Coming in at number 7,
that one was crazy. That one was crazy.
From Beyond the Grave. In 2014, Reddit user Nate SW shared a very chilling story. On the 7th of August...
Okay, hey, you on your way home? Emily. When you see this message, please ring me. Straight away. I rang, and they said you left at 4. I'm starting to panic. I feel sick in my stomach. Please ring me. Emily, answer your phone.
2012, his girlfriend Emily was killed in a car crash. They had been dating for 5 years. 13 months passed with Nate trying to move on from that, and then on September 4th, 2013, he got a Facebook message from her. At first, Nathan presumed it was from Emily's mother, who he had given the Facebook password to. A few more months passed, and then the messages continued again, making references to some of their past conversations. The messages continued again, making references to some of their past conversations. Then he started getting notifications from her where she would tag herself in his pictures in empty spaces where she should have been. No matter how many times he changed the password, the messages just kept coming. Eventually, she started to say she was cold, really cold. She was freezing and didn't know what was happening to her. To this day, Nathan still doesn't know if this was some sort of sick joke or a chilling message from beyond the grave. In at number 6 now, we have Joseph.
That was for sure a sick joke. That was for sure a sick joke, because there's no way you're going to die and then be on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to... I'm not on Facebook and I'm alive. You feel me? Like, we not going to die and then go to Facebook, bro. So, I don't know. I feel like that was a sick joke. Whoever did that, fuck you. You're fucking weird. You're fucking weird, bro. Sorry, Nathan. Yo, Nathan, I'm looking out, man. I'm looking out, bro.
Metheny. Before our story even begins, Joseph had already killed 10 people in a number of different grisly ways.
Whoa.
The victims were grave. In at number 6 now, we have Joseph Metheny. Before our story even begins, Joseph had already killed 10 people in a
Before our story begins, my nigga?
A number of different grisly ways. The victims were usually crack cocaine addicts or prostitutes that he would hack to death with an axe under a bridge. One witness, who was just fishing nearby, got beaten to death with a steel pipe simply for just seeing a murder take place. Joseph was still not caught, and so he opened his own burger stand. Like you do. Now, whenever he killed a new prostitute, he would use the meat in his burgers that he would sell to people. When he was eventually caught and arrested, Metheny told police, "I would also sell real roast beef and pork sandwiches. They were very good."
Okay, cool, okay. This nigga's weird. Like, weird. He's a murderer who fed people to people. I don't think there's a word for, like, sick. Insane. What word is? I don't have a word for the mental, like, dude.
The human body taste was very similar to pork. If you mix it together, no one can tell the difference. Next up, at number 5 now, we have the cell phone stalker. In 2007, a family in Washington state started getting unwelcome calls on their phones. Throughout the night, the calls threatened to kill their children, the grandparents, and the pets. And creepily, they would also get voicemails of their own private conversations, and even one where they were talking to a police detective about this whole thing. Disturbingly, when the phone calls' origins were traced, they seemed to come from the family's own phones, even when they were switched off. Their phone company said this should not be possible. At one point, even the neighbor got a call. She was apparently slicing limes in her kitchen when the stalker called and said he preferred lemons. No matter how many times they changed their phones, the calls just kept coming. The stalker was never caught, and in the end, the family said if they go a day without a call, that's a good day.
That is crazy as fuck and weird as hell. Bro, what?
Moving on to number 4 spot. Next up at number 3, we have the Hinterkaifeck.
Okay, I took that one out because I took, what was that, 4? Was that 4?
I'm amazed that anyone could do that after spending 7 years locked in a coffin for sometimes 23 hours a day. Next up at number 3.
Okay, so I took out 4 because that one was way too dark. That one was way too dark. I'm not fucking with that.
3, we have the Hinterkaifeck murder. In 1922, an entire family living at the Hinterkaifeck farm in Germany were killed by wounds from a pickaxe. The parents, widowed daughter, her children, and even the housekeeper were all found dead. 4 of them were in the barn, and 2 of them were in the...
Bro, you couldn't even find a great pistol. Maybe a trap. No.
Beds.
Fortnite reference.
Creepy thing. The murderer apparently continued to live at the farm with the family's dead bodies there for some time afterwards. Police knew this because when they arrived, the animals were still being fed. Neighbors apparently saw smoke coming from the chimney, and also the dog was tied up outside the barn. It gets even creepier. Before their murders, the family had reported hearing footsteps in the attic, seeing footprints in the snow that led from the woods to the house, but not back the other way. And they also saw claw marks on the door of the tool shed where they kept the pickaxe that was used to kill them.
Claw marks? Y'all pissed off Freddy Krueger? Like, who the fuck got claws these days, bro?
The crime was never solved. Coming
Never
out at number 2
solved?
now, we have The Waking Dead. This story comes from Honduras, where a girl called Nacy Perez went into a panic attack after hearing gunshots. When she started foaming at the mouth, a priest was called to exorcise her of an evil spirit. Soon, though,
Bitch is having
she was
anxiety.
pronounced
Bro,
dead
get these
in
fucking
hospital
toes out
and
my
buried
fucking
in her
face, bro.
wedding dress
Bitch is having a panic attack and you go call a reverend? Come on, man. Come on, man.
at the cemetery. A day after the priest was called to exorcise her of an evil spirit and buried in her wedding dress at the cemetery. A day after the funeral, her husband was visiting her grave when he heard banging and screaming coming from inside the concrete tomb. A graveyard worker confirmed hearing the exact same thing. The family arrived, smashed open the tomb and took her to hospital. Her cousin said she put her hand on her body and she was still warm. She had scratches on her forehead and bruises on her fingers. It looked like she had tried desperately to get out of the casket and had hurt herself. She was pronounced dead again at the hospital and buried for a second time. It looked at the hospital. Her cousin said she put her hand on her body and she was still warm. She had scratches on her forehead and bruises on her fingers. It looked like she had tried desperately to get out of the casket and had hurt herself. She was pronounced dead again at the hospital and buried for a second time.
Imagine that for a second, bro. Like, you just wake up and it's pitch black and you can't move and like you can't breathe. Like that is horrifying. That is horrifying. Being buried alive that is a horrifying concept to me.
Some people say she didn't actually die the first time and instead might have woken up inside the coffin.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. And who the fuck pronounced her dead the first time? I want you to lose your job, actually.
And died from lack of oxygen. And finally now, at number 1, we have Rodney Alcala. This man is a convicted rapist and serial killer who has been sentenced to death for the murder of 5 women between 1978 and 1979.
Good.
The scary thing is, it's thought he could have killed as many as 50. Right in the middle of this killing spree, Rodney Alcala was accepted as a contestant on the dating game TV show where men compete for a date with a bachelorette. In the TV footage, it's incredibly disturbing to see this man flirting with women as he had just killed 2 women recently.
I'm called the Banana, and I look really good.
Not long after, Rodney Alcala will go on to kill 2 more women.
Like, he's so calm, dude. Like, how do you, what?
He actually beat the other contestants. The only sliver of light in this dark story is the fact that the woman that he won the date with eventually refused to go on the date with him because she found him creepy. I hope someone studied her superhuman senses because that woman was on the ball. Well, guys, what do you think of it?
He was just too calm. You know what I'm saying? He was just too calm. I feel like that's what gave it away. But yeah. All right, man. That was top 10 scary stories that are real. Only 9 of them though, because that number four was. If you want to watch the video, will be in the description. Number 4 was the one I skipped. If you want to see that one, I'm leaving it out. But yeah, I love y'all. See y'all. Holla at your motherfucking boy, man. Peace.